everyone. Welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Shorjani Chatterjee, and joining me today is Snehashish Mukherjee. For all the viewers, Trishadi will join me. We've asked her to join. If it's possible, she'll join. But as all of you know, she's at Glasgow currently covering the Commonwealth Games, so she's a little busy. But she will join as per her availability. Um, we are here for the post show of the 100. It was a match between London Spirits and Super Giants, Manchester Super Giants. We all know that it was an easy and convincing win for the Super Giants. They won the toss, they elected to bowl first, and then they dismissed London Spirits for 80 runs, and then they chased the target with 41 balls remaining. I mean, definitely, the reason why we're doing the 100 is to put our entire focus on the four Indians that are playing. And today, it was Richa Ghosh and Smriti Mandhana who were playing. But although Richa Ghosh did not get a chance to bat, it was Smriti Mandhana who went out there, scored some runs. But I think before we move our focus to that, I think the first talking point should be Raina McDonald-Gay, because taking those four wickets, bowling those 16 balls, and the way that she was bowling, and those four wickets especially. And Snehashish, I remember you were having a chat about it as well. You were telling us that it's kind of surprising to see her get four wickets. So your thoughts on her wickets and the way that she bowled today?
See, I think what she mentioned in the post-match interaction as well. I think she coming into this tournament, after performing well for England Day, she was fantastic in the three-match T20 series against India. What happened, before the T20 World Cup or during the T20 World Cup. So I think the form was there for her, and I think she utilized that. It is good for her that she took four wickets, fourth best pace skill for the team, for this team in 100 overall. So I think that's a very good record to have now to her name. But still, I am surprising because I think I expected a lot of maturity from the middle order batters of London Spirit. As we were discussing in the pre-match, that the pitch is expected to be slow, and that was only the case. And when all the batters got out earlier, I think from the experience that Marizanne Kapp had, though I will say Marizanne Kapp, I think one of the got started a little bit. I think it was leading edge. I think she started well, and then when it comes to Nathan Clark, Dean Dorgan, I expected that they will try to be there, fight it out, and at least try to put up some of those scores. But eventually they couldn't, and they tried to play their shots. I think which didn't win according to their plan entirely, and they got bundled out for 80 runs. And again, second, joint joint lowest total for London Spirit in the history of 100. So it was quite disappointed to see the batting approach from the batting unit of London Spirit, despite losing wickets. But still, I think good start for McDonald Gray. I think she has only played only one T20 for England. So for such a youngster to do well in this kind of tournament, if she continues to do well, I think that again, rise up the discussion that okay, England might try hard going forward, and she can bat as well as an all-rounder. She can be a good option. So yeah, good start for her. Good start for the team. A big win in this kind of tournament. The net run rate could be a big factor going forward. So in terms of Manchester Super Giants, the big win in terms of net run rate also, and that is why with 4 points they are at the top of the table right now.
Absolutely, Snehashish. And I think apart from her, the other bowlers that were there, they also supported her. I mean, when she was bowling, if you look at the scorecard, the other bowlers have also gone in and taken wickets. So today, if you look at today's scorecard, no bowler from Manchester Spirit has gone without any wicket. All of them have taken one wicket or so. But moving on to my next question, now that you were mentioning the middle order, what I want to ask you about is the top order. Grace Harris and Amy Jones. A lot of people were commenting about Amy Jones in the pre-match live as well. They were asking that should Amy Jones go out there and open? Is it like a concern? So after today's match, I mean, one match is too short to judge. However, Amy Jones as an opener, how do you see it, Snehashish? Because when I was asking you, you told me very clearly that you see Amy Jones more of as an ODI batter.
See, I think the point still remains the same. I think she is more suitable for longer format. I don't know about the T20s or maybe the 100 format. It's very difficult to expect someone like Amy Jones to score runs at the top. I think she is a very technically sweet batter, and she is not a typical, shortest format batter. So I think it will be difficult for her, but it will be great if she somehow overcome that and produce some good results for the team. I think more than Amy Jones, I think as a London Spirit, all London Spirit fans might be disappointed with the way, Grace Harris got only for 4 runs. As we are discussing in the pre-match, that Grace Harris will be key for them. If she manages to give them those quick starts, I'm not asking 50, 60s, even those quick 30, 40s in 13, 20, 13, 15 balls. I think that will set the momentum for the following batters. I think from that point only things didn't go according to their plan. And as I mentioned, continuous wrong shot selections didn't play according to the situation, didn't respect the pitch where you are playing. And you can remember, Shoni, I mentioned that it's a good toss to win maybe for Manchester Origins, because if they bowl well, just like the teams, they can restrict run rate under a below pass total. I think that will be and they did that as you mentioned. All the bowlers chipped in, when it comes to taking wicket taking list, and as a unit they performed, and eventually they bundled out the opposition only for 80 runs, and their batters did the job. I think Smriti again looked good, and she got out, she couldn't continue. I think that was a good ball, but still you expect Smriti to handle that. For Richa, I think good. Whatever opportunity she got, I think important runs, quick runs. And the good part is that she completed the job for the team. So yeah, good outing for the Manchester Originals overall. But for London Spirit, I think the main problem is who will be the who, are there any options, better options than Amy Jones? I think that is the main question. As of now, I'm not saying, and I think after 1 or 2 games, we're not going to change anything. But if she continues to fail, I think then London Spirit need to take a tough decision maybe.
Sorry, I was on mute and I was not being able to unmute myself. But moving on. Next question to you, Snehashish. Smriti Mandhana, you mentioned about her in your answer as well. And we were discussing that Smriti Mandhana has the second highest strike rate at the 100. One of our viewers comment as well. And today also the way she was playing, I mean, she's played 14 balls and she scored those 17 runs. And initially she was dismissed by Cap. However, Smriti Mandhana won match too early to judge. But you've seen her throughout the World Cup as well. What does her innings today tell about her as a batter?
See, it's very small sample size to discuss anything maybe, but still, I will. She started well. She looked confident. I think that shot, that powerful cut over the fielder. I think that was a very good shot, and looked very confident. But again, I think a little bit swing from Marizanne Kapp, and she couldn't handle that, and the ball hit the stump. I think very good review from London Spirit to get the dismissal. But still, I think, as I mentioned, from a batter caliber like Smith Mandhana, you expect those kind of deliveries to be handled well enough. So let's see. As you mentioned, one match, it's very early to judge anything, but she looked good. She looked good. Whatever delivery she played, hopefully she can play well and she has some more runs going forward. But whatever we have seen so far, I think in this game, I think she looked decent enough. But still, you expect more from Smriti Mandhana, because Smriti Mandhana is such a player that she can win you games single-handedly, and she has that caliber. And she has been consistent throughout her career. Somehow, this consistency has become an issue recent times, and hopefully, she can overcome that issue going forward.
Now, before I move on to Richa Ghosh, I'm going to ask you a very broad question. Snehashish, now when you look at the first innings, I mean, the way that the bowlers bowled, they restricted London Spirits to 80 runs. It was looking like a different pitch. It was looking so difficult to bat on, because if you look at the scorecard as well, the players, they were struggling to go out there and score runs. It was the runs were not coming in easy.
Hmm.
And then if you look at the second innings, when Manchester Super Giants, when they were batting, it looked a little easy for them. I mean, they never really looked that troubled. Later on, in the last phase of the game, one wicket was taken. But however, when the players were out there and when they were batting, it looked easier for them. Now the pitch might have eased out. It might have eased out. But my question to you is, where do you think that the bowlers went wrong for London Spirits?
See, I think what the bowling unit of Chester Supergiant did well. I think hitting the right line and length for someone like McDonald Gay. I think she understood and she was in that shape, in that, and we can see that on television as well. So I think she used that and she bowled very full deliveries to invite batters for the drives and everything. I think that worked in favor of her. So I think that is the point. And and other bowlers as well, be it Sophie, Eccleston and every other bowlers. I think they understood the pitch and they bowled accordingly. And as I mentioned, London Spirit batters also helped them. They could have played better with a better approach, and that could have at least helped them to reach around 120, 130. And in this pitch, you never know what will be the scenario when you are chasing 120, 130. The pitch, I will not say that it became very batting friendly, but again, I think when you are chasing only 80 runs, so I think there is no such pressure, right? So you have to be there, and you just have to complete the chase. That is the one. Yes, on your back of your mind, you really want to complete that chase as quickly as possible because of that net 100 boost. But still, you know that if I go for that perspective only from the start, that can backfire, and we can lose wicket as well. So I think it was a decent start. Smriti and McLaren, they look good, but again, when mattered, Richa Ghosh did the job. We played some good shot in the end, and it was enough. It was enough for the team to chase down the total with so many days to leave, and that is why they got the net run required 100 boost. So I think good start for them, but I don't think the pitch got changed so much, because if you see Marizanne Kapp also getting those edge on the ball. She was getting the ball and she was very effective. So, so I think when you scored only 80 runs, it is very difficult for the bowlers to keep the motivation of going on, right? I think someone like Marizanne Kapp, she is ultra competitive. Even she is defending one run, she will come up and think, I'll take all this
Ashish,
wicket, right?
I would just request you to rejoin the live, since your voice is, getting a
Now
little
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine
Now
now.
it's
It's fine
fine.
now. Yeah, now it's fine.
Yes, yeah, one phone call clear. Yeah, one phone call came. That's yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm saying that for someone like Marizanne Kapp, I think she has been ultra competitive. If she is defending one run, she might come and think, I will take all the wickets. So yeah, that's the competitiveness that the Marizanne Kapp, always comes up with. But apart from her, I think the bowlers also knew that it is going to be very tough for them. So I think nothing much to say. I think it is completely the batting failure. When you are put up only 80 runs, you cannot talk about your bowlers and say your bowlers just go there, out do the job for us. I think it's very difficult for anyone. So I think more than the pitch, I think it's just lack of runs for London Spirit to defend on the board.
Absolutely. And Snehashish, you were talking about Marizanne Kapp as a bowler. But what I want to ask you is that we've spoken about the middle order as well. We've spoken about the middle order in the previous questions and the previous answers. But what I want to ask you is that today, if you look at the scorecard, it is Marizanne Kapp who has scored the highest runs for London Spirits. That is 17. And she is the only one who looked a little settled, playing those 12 balls, scoring those 17 runs. And we all know what a crucial asset she is for the entire team, not only for the franchise, but also for her national team. So, your thoughts on the way that she batted today?
Again, I think just like Mandana, it was a great start. I think she was hitting the ball pretty well, and that is why I thought that she will play the longer innings. I think that she has assessed the pitch, and now she will play the longer innings against, I think a cross bat is short and on a pitch where the ball is, getting a bit sticky and the ball is coming a little bit late. Okay, some network issue maybe. Yeah, she's back.
I'm
Yes,
back, I'm back.
the ball got yeah. So yeah, the ball got a little bit steamy and it was coming a little bit late on the bat. I think that is why cross bat was not played. And this is what I expect from experienced campaigners or someone like Madison in the club, India in, that when things are tricky, expect them to play according to that and score important runs. So but a good start, I expect Madison kept to continue. I think she must be very disappointed the way she got out, because it was a good start from her to that. But still, I think with the ball, fantastic. The way she was swinging, I think she was good. But still, I think as an overall rounder, I think she did enough maybe today, but others didn't get support. I think with the ball, with the bat, she didn't get the support. What would have been helpful for London Spirit. But let's see, first game you never know. London Spirit have been one of the most successful team in this competition, so expecting them to come back strong from the
Snehashish,
second.
I would just request you to rejoin the live since your voice is getting a little,
Okay.
it's difficult to understand what you're trying to say. I would
Yeah.
just request
Okay.
you to rejoin. But meanwhile, when we talk about the match, once again, I was talking about Richa Ghosh in the pre-match show as well. And if we talk about her innings today, I mean, even behind the stumps, I think she was good enough. A few cotton balls, Amy Jones, the catch that she took behind the stumps, and then when Charis Pavli, the stump out that Richa Ghosh did, and then she has taken a few catches today behind. And as we were talking about her wicket keeping skills also, she is gradually improving and she is actually a better keeper now. But again, like Snehashish mentioned in the pre-match show, her keeping skills have improved, but in the World Cup also it was a little uncertain, and there's a lot of scope of improvement, and her agility has been under a lot of scrutiny. But Snehashish, I was just talking about Richa Ghosh and her wicket keeping today behind the stumps. She took a few catches and then there was the stumping also that she performed. But apart from that, the batter that she is, I did speak a little about her as a keeper. But I want to ask you about her as a batter today because we all know what kind of role Richa Ghosh plays in the team. She is known as the power hitter. She is known to, she's someone who can go out there and finish the game for her team. She knows she has the ability to hit the ball. She knows what to do and what not to do. So, the moment when she came into bat today, the match was already an easy win for her team. But however, taking the chance, yeah, scoring those 50 runs of the 5 balls that she played. But however, I wanted to ask you about Richa Ghosh's mentality when she comes out to bat. Since you've been covering for so long, you've been observing her so closely. What is her mental setup when she comes into bat?
I think she loves to hit sixes. That is the point that I want to mention. I think she always loves to go out there and play her shots, no doubt about that. But as you mentioned, I think when today she came out to bat, the match was almost done and dusted. Still, I think it was important for her to stay unbeaten. She did that job, and it will be confident boosting her. But more than the batting, I think with the wicket keeping, I think she was good today. Good to chase, and the jumping was good. Jumping was good, very fast hands and everything. So I think it was a good outing for Richa Ghosh, both as a batter and as a wicket keeper as well. But again, the main question is consistency. If you do well in if only 1 or 2 games will not help in total to team. So it's better that she shows some consistency. I think that is one challenge that she needs to do well in this tournament.
Absolutely, Snehashish. And there's this one question that I would like to take. Uh, Over here, Prince of World 111 says, both of your favorite teams, and also what is Trishadi's favorite team? Say Ashish, your
Yeah.
favorite team,
Yes.
and what is Trishadi's favorite team, by the way? This is something that I
Christian is
also wanted to
favorite
know.
team is Southern Brave because they are most the DCPO is easily a lot of what and Jamie players. So yeah, Southern Brave is his favorite team. I think she mentioned during yesterday's live. And both your favorite teams. Here, my favorite in such sense is very difficult. Okay, Manchester Super Giants. There's Manchester. Two Indians are there. Manchester Super Giants. Let's go.
I think I'm going to go with Southern Braves. I'm going to go ahead with that team
Yes.
because I really like the way that they
Southern
made a
Brave is one of
comeback
the top
yesterday.
teams. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
They have one
Glenn
of
Bell
the
coming
teams.
in. Yeah, I think I can speak about the match endlessly because I really had a good time watching it and I really understood the true meaning of cricket because this is this one story that I would share over and over again. That at one moment I thought Welsh Fire would win and then the game just turned upside down within 2 or 3 balls. So that is the one thing that I would like to say. But Sri Ashish, last question to you before we wrap up the show. We've discussed about the different batters and all, but this is this one question that I asked you in the pre-match show as well. We all know Meg Lanning. I mean, today coming in and batting, 21 runs out of those 24 balls. Maybe the strike rate was a little low. We know it was a typical Meg Lanning's innings. But what I want to ask you is that what do you think of her mentality on the field? Because we know what an excellent captain that she is. Your thoughts?
Make learning, I think this kind of discussing again and again. I think the strike rate issue, the way he has looked a little bit scratched, I think it happened because when you are not playing cricket regularly, I think it's not easy because ultimately this is not some retirement league. Like all current international players and who are looking to play for England going forward, they are playing. Who are looking to play for their respective countries, they are playing. So it will not be easy for someone like Meg Lanning as a batter. So yeah, maybe first match of the tournament, that's why you saw some struggle with the way she batted. And as I mentioned, it was a not an easy week to bat on because the ballers getting stuck and Poem as the kept started bowling, it was not easy. So I think it's so fast game tournament. I think more the game will be there in this tournament. We might see more fluent as a batter, but I think as a captain she was brilliant. I think again the bowling changes, the way whole bowling unit responded, the way the fielding setup and all everything. I think it was a good day for her as keeper. So good start for the team. I think as a unit, Manchester Super Giants will be happy the way Captain Meg Lanning has led them today, and hopefully, and we can hope that it is just a start, not just a start of a good beginning.
Absolutely. And Dens, we have a super chat by the way. Dens 2142 says Marizanne Kapp keeps getting Smriti out regularly?
Yes, I think it happened. I think be it men's or women's cricket, I think over the years we have seen that. I think some bowlers, or some batters have to play a certain player, right? So I think, and when someone like Marizanne Kapp, as I mentioned, I think she's always very ultra competitive. I think when she knows that there's a responsibility of her to give those early breakthroughs, because at the top players will be playing from the opposition, like see, when she's getting that new ball, she knows I am going to ball make landing and Smriti Mandhana. So if I really want to make this game out, anything while defending 80 runs, we need to take the 2 wickets as early as possible. I think she's brilliant, and she took that wicket of Smriti. But I'm still saying that the caliber that Smriti Mandhana has, I expected she should have avoided this position, but it's fine. First tournament, look, this is whatever she faced, but for Marizanne Kapp, it was a decent outing, both with the bat and ball.
Absolutely, and I keep on saying last question, last comment, but then people are continuously commenting, and it would be
Yes.
rude of me to not take it. Um, so, Gisht, again, once again, I'm very sorry if I can't pronounce your name correctly. I always get it
Yeah.
wrong. But they are saying Manchester Super Giants were exceptional. I think they were, even with the bat and with the ball.
Yes.
We've had this
Big win
discussion,
for
right,
them.
Snehashish? Your thoughts?
Yes. Big win for them. Yeah. Yes, big win for them. First game of the tournament is not easy. So and that is for them is the away game, right? So always in a tournament, like franchise tournament, in any franchise tournament, when you go away fixtures and some perform and do well and register such a big win, I think that's a very confident boosting for anything. So where do you start the matches for Jets?
Absolutely. And another comment over here saying Bhavna says, do you think Smriti and Meg combination works? Because both are in touch players.
Very good question. Even I have some doubt. It's very difficult because who will play the aggressive role? I think that is the main point. Because at least one of them needs to be a little bit aggressive. Right? So I think the discussion should be clear. Be it Meg, be it Smriti, one needs to be a little bit aggressive. Smriti can be, but about that, I think the clarity would be there. The discussion should be there that Meg Lanning has kept the way she has been a leader, such a fantastic leader. I think she should go and say, Smriti Mandhana, that okay, I will play longer innings. I'll be there. You just go out there, play your shots, try to maximize those early 20 deliveries. So I think that might help. But still a very good question. Will the pair will work or not? But again, what are the options that can do? I think that is the point. I think they have to look for if things are not looking good going forward.
Okay, so on that note, we are going to close the post
Yeah.
match show today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the pre
I
match and
can
the
see,
post
I
match show.
can see some comment voice is cracking. I can understand. Maybe because today, since morning, rain is happening. So maybe because of weather conflict, maybe the network is kind of a
Snehashish,
little
the
bit
irony
crazy.
is you are
Sorry,
telling us,
guys.
but we still can't understand what you're trying to say because your
Take
voice
care.
is
Yeah.
cracking. So
Sorry.
that's the irony.
Yeah,
But it's yeah, but Snehashish tried multiple times. He went out of the live, he joined. Even before we began, he was trying continuously so that his voice could get better. But I'm assuming it's because of the network, because the weather is bad over here. So I'm assuming that's the reason. But anyways, I'm Snehashish. Thank you so much for joining the post-match show. We'll be back tomorrow for the pre-match and the post-match, and we'll try our best. And we'll request Trishadi if she's available, then she'll definitely join. So till then, please keep an eye on Rev Sports and follow us. Thank you so much for watching.